Perhaps you could start by describing what happened. I mean, how were you shot?" "Nothing much to say, really. Our garden backed onto a golf course. Not here, of course. We had a house over Reading way in those days." "Was it your disability that meant you had to move?" Bethan asked, keen to understand the impact on Jonah's life of his sudden injury. "Oh no, that was years later. We made all sorts of modifications to that house. A lift, an automatic front door and intercom system, like the one we have here. All sorts of things. The house wasn't a problem at all. But after my wife died, it just made more sense to move in here with our Bernie and co." Bethan opened her mouth to ask another question, but Jonah continued with his story. "Anyway, someone must have walked across the golf course and waited until I was in the garden on my own, and then shot me from behind. Clearly premeditated, but I've no idea what the motive could have been." "And the perpetrator has never been brought to justice. Does that make you feel bitter?" "No, I wouldn't say bitter. More just puzzled, I suppose. What did I do to make someone hate me enough to try to kill me? What were they expecting to achieve by it?" "So no resentment that you are effectively serving a life sentence while the person who shot you has got away scot-free?" Jonah smiled and shook his head. "I'm not sure that I agree with this idea that every victim of crime is serving a life sentence. Plenty of people have life-changing events that aren't the result of a crime. The way I see it is that it's up to me to make the most I can of my life, whatever the circumstances, and brooding on the injustice of it all doesn't help. Every policeman feels frustrated when a case can't be solved, but I can't feel resentment against someone when I don't know who they are or why they did it." "Do you think you were targeted because you were a policeman?" "That's what we've always assumed, but who knows? The only concrete suspects were connected with a gang rape case, which was due to come to trial a couple of weeks after I was shot. We'd caught 2 of the group, and they were remanded in custody, but we knew that there were others whom we couldn't identify. My evidence was crucial to getting a conviction, so the theory is that the other gang members were trying to prevent me giving it. In the event, my written reports and records of interviews with the suspects were sufficient to send them down, so if that was the motive for shooting me, it didn't succeed."